They don't even know who I am.
Well, just that's okay. I'm not prepared either, and I start off, so you know, just say a few words is all. I'm happy to have it. So we'll get you on.
Oh my God! Beautiful town. Glad we're finally here.
Yeah, it took us a while. It's not for us to call one. We're getting to it's like I grew up. 2,000 people in South Dakota, so yeah, it's been great. So oh, we really did. It was really fantastic. I've never been to August to see it.
We're going to get to start soon, folks. We all sit down. Where am I from?
I think your name should be on one of these chairs.
Nope. How do you see it?
You know what? Right there. Michael, you're over there. Ray is in that chair right here.
Like I said,
I heard all about it.
Everybody can grab a seat. We'll get started here. A little late here, but everybody's chit-chatting, which is great. So I'll get Jeff up here somewhere. There's a chair for you, Jeff, somewhere if you can find one. So.
Fine.
All right, well, my name's Terry Kolessa. I'm the CEO of Red Rock Biofuels, and we are a long time coming here. Let's put it that way. It's been 7 years since we started developing this project, and it takes a lot of people to do this thing. So for us, it's kind of a thank you to everybody who's helped us in the last 7 years get this off the ground, from the financing folks to the vendors who are supplying the technology, to all the government folks who have worked together to make this possible. So it's been a long time coming. So I'm going to be brief because I got a lot better speakers than me today. So, but first of all, I want to thank the town of Lakeview and the county of Lake County. The response has been tremendous. They've helped us every step of the way, have wanted us here. We tried to not oversell ourselves. I come from a small town in South Dakota originally, and you don't want to say, oh, I'm coming here, I'm going to do this, and you can't get it done. So we weren't as out front as we probably should have been, but we didn't want to get ahead of ourselves. And so we kind of held back, but today we're ready to go. We're fully financed. I'm digging holes out in the dirt here, so that's a good thing today. And in the next couple of weeks, we'll have a grading permit from the city, hopefully. We'll get from Ray, so we'll get a permit, and we'll start tearing up the soil here and start building our plant. A couple of people I want to thank, first of all, Kathy Kolessa, my wife, and Celine Manornak, Jeff's wife. Without their love and support, we would not be here today, and we would not have tents and everything if Kathy didn't set all this up. And so, I will lead it off, and Jeff will close. And Jeff and I have been partners for too long doing this. I want to thank our staff, basically from Red Rock Biofuels. These guys are like family. We are a family-owned company. We're tightly held. Basically, our investors and our employees own the company, and so we are a family employee-owned company. They've been with us for a long time. Joe Wick and I go back 20 years now. So you see us wearing a Red Rock Biofuels shirt. Talk to them. They'll ask about the project, ask them questions, what they do, how they've done it. And without them, they're great folks, and they work hard, and they get this stuff done, and they make me look good, which is good. It's hard to do that sometimes. So today we're going to have a few words from a few folks from everybody that's here. That kind of represents a cross section of what we've went through in the last 7 years or so. I'll call up a few folks from we'll start at the federal level and work our way down. And so at the federal level, the folks that have helped us basically are Senator Merkley's folks in Washington have been great. Senator Wyden and Congressman Walden have been fantastic. And again, it's been a bipartisan effort to get this project going and keep us on track. And so I have some folks from those that have letters to read real quick, and I'll call them first. Annette Levy from Governor Kate Brown. Can you come up? There's Annette. She's representing Governor Brown, who was instrumental in getting us the bond financing as well. So.
Thank you. And Governor Brown sends her regrets for not being able to be here today, but certainly this is a fantastic, innovative opportunity that she and all of her staff support. And I think, as Terry mentioned, this has actually been a project that the state agencies have worked on for quite some time, including it being the largest private activity bond that ever has been processed through Business Oregon. So I want to acknowledge the members from the Regional Solutions Advisory Committee and the Regional Solutions Team, which is basically a collaborative effort of state agencies, private sector, local government, and philanthropic efforts to really coordinate around key economic development projects around the state. And this project has been one that the team has worked on for 6 or more years. So for those people who are on the Regional Solutions Team or the Regional Solutions Advisory Committee, maybe you could just raise your hands, and I just want to do a shout out because all of these folks actually make myself, the governor, and state government look good. So thank you.
We had to have some people go out and place these bonds for us and and pitch all these bonds. And so we have the folks from Goldman Sachs here, Mark and Justin, if you can just raise your hand there. And then we also have Donna Lacasio from Stern Brothers as well. And where's Donna at? Right there. They're the ones that were instrumental in helping us get this sold out on the market, and did a fantastic job. And we actually were oversold, and it was a great thing to happen. Jacob Engler from Senator Wyden's office. Can you come up real quick? Jacob, there.
Thanks so much. I'm so pleased to be here representing Senator Wyden today. I've got a letter I'd like to read from him since he couldn't be here today. Dear friends, while the Senate calendar does not allow me to be with you in person today, I want to congratulate you on the groundbreaking for Red Rock Biofuels' new biorefinery in Lakeview. This is a significant milestone worth celebrating. The groundbreaking would not have been possible without years of hard work and dedication by Red Rock, the city of Lakeview, Lake County, and the state of Oregon. I am especially pleased to have seen such a strong partnership between the company and this community in getting to this point. Over the years, I have worked closely with Red Rock Biofuels and the community leaders to support this project because I believe it can be a significant economic multiplier for the entire region. The company that says that when the facility is complete, it will support a number of high-paying jobs in the local community, the direct and indirect benefits that flow from an investment of this magnitude will have a special importance for a small rural community like this one. I remain committed to working with Red Rock and local community leaders with the hope and expectation that today's groundbreaking will just be the first of many future celebrations.
Amy, are you in the crowd from our Senator Merkley's office? Amy, did you? Oh, there she is, right there.
We snuck in.
Oh, we snuck in. Oh, hi.
We snuck into your VIP seats over here. Hi, I'm Amy Amrine. I represent Senator Jeff Merkley in Southwest Oregon, and I also have a short statement from Jeff. To everyone who is gathered here today, including county commissioners, state representatives, Mayor Turner, and the Governor's Regional Solutions team, congratulations to all of you who worked so long and hard to reach this huge milestone on the journey to making Red Rock Biofuels plant a reality. This project shows the best of Oregon innovation. By combining the use of our own homegrown natural resources with new technology, we will create jobs here in Lake County and move the aviation industry toward a greener future. I can't wait to see what the future holds for Red Rock's and Lakeview's partnership. Congratulations on this exciting groundbreaking. Well done.
Congressman Walden's office representative. I got Miss Pay. Did she make it today? There she is, right there. And I kind of put her on the spot, so she's gonna have to wing this one, but I'm sure she's good at it. So.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming today, and thank you so much for letting us engage here in this process. It's a great opportunity for the town of Lakeview, a great opportunity for, frankly, the entire state. It's going to have major impacts. Congressman Greg Walden is in huge support of this, and it means just the world to this community. So thank you so much for having us, and we will talk to you soon.
And that's one thing I'll mention. It's amazing the fact that we have a very bipartisan effort here. You don't see much in Washington anymore, it seems like, but in this project, everybody came together, and it's just amazing when they do that, how much you can accomplish. So I want to thank the offices of the senators and the congressmen for just jumping in together and helping us out and keeping us on the right track, and we really do appreciate that. So my next speaker, I used to say needs no introduction. He's been on the circuit for a long time doing biofuels. Kurt Tyndall is our next speaker. He's I met him when he was working with the Navy actually yet. So and now he's jumped to a new role. So I'll bring Kurt Tyndall up because he's been pushing us through this hoop for a long time. So Chris, a few words from you would be great. Sure.
Thank you very much, Terry. So I am very, very pleased to be here in beautiful Oregon. I want you to know that this is my first time in the state of Oregon. So, round of applause. Now, seriously, thank you, Terry and Jeff and the rest of the Red Rock Biofuels team. It's really an honor to be here and to be with so many great people and the people who've had this opportunity to be able to come together. It's really a time-honored ceremony that we are celebrating today, and we've got people from the feedstock and technology providers, we've got end users, we've got people from the finance industry. All of that was able to come together. In my current role, as Terry mentioned, I was working for Navy, and we had a great tri-agency initiative with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Department of Energy, and the Navy in putting together this alternative fuels initiative and helping to get the industry going, and especially here in Oregon as well. Even though I'm no longer an official Navy spokesman, I know that the Navy is still concerned about energy security, fuel surety, and lower carbon benefits from alternative fuels. In my current role as the Assistant Director for Commercial Aviation Alternative Fuels Initiative, we are very pleased that Southwest Airlines and FedEx have agreed to take the fuel from this biorefinery as well. Just this week, I was appointed to be a strategic biofutures advisor for the state of Queensland in Australia. A really great honor that I've got now, but I am now going to be helping to bring business and industry down to Australia as well too. But now that Red Rock #1 is underway, I'm now looking forward to Red Rock #2 to get underway, and even possibly down under. So on behalf of the Navy and the Commercial Aviation Alternative Fuels Initiative and Department of Energy and USDA, thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to turning some dirt.
Our next speaker will be Ray Turner, who is the mayor of Lakeview, and he's going to say a few words from his great town.
Thank you. You know, when I first became mayor, County Commissioner Winters came to me. He said, Ray, he said, we've got to work together. We've got to pull back together. And that's what we've done. We've worked together with the county. We've worked together with Red Rock, with everybody that's been involved. And one of the things a gentleman said to me, he said, Ray, if you want to see Lakeview grow, you got to bring in an industry. Industry will create jobs. With those jobs, these people will come in, they'll buy houses, they'll rent houses, they'll pay taxes. Then you're going to see businesses and another grocery store. What we need. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. The next speaker will be Lake County Commissioner Dan Schown, and he'll speak for the Lake County Commissioners, and every one of them has been fantastic, has pushed us through this process. Dan's background also is in forestry. You see some smoke today from forest fires and things. Dan can address that very well. He's been a proponent for us on every level, from federal to state to local. So, Dan, if you could say a few words, that'd be great.
Thanks very much, Terry. It's a real pleasure to be here today. We didn't know when this day would come or if this day would come, but it's here, and it's a cause for tremendous celebration. And that celebration, I think, needs to be first and foremost to very much thank the Red Rock family, Jeff and Terry. I've told both of you, this is a dream come true. While we've had many cornerstone industries that have weathered the tough times and made our county survive and our community down here in Lakeview survive, this is what I believe, as we've talked about over the last several months, is going to be the domino that actually creates new growth, stabilizes existing, and creates that new growth, makes us all a better place, because we do need this economic shot in the arm. So I would also like to thank our county family. Many of our staff have worked very hard on this at different times throughout the process. Our state agencies, as Annette alluded to, our state legislators and their support, our federal members of Congress, and specifically their staff. They won't say it, but they're the ones that truly do the job. We have support from their bosses, but they're the ones that do the work, and so we really do thank you. And many, many more partners. I won't take up a lot of time to try and identify all of them, but I want to give a special thanks and shout out to Commissioner Winters. As Ray alluded to, he has worked on this tirelessly. He's been there for every situation that has came up that needed work done on. He's been creative in his thinking and very, very much instrumental from our county in making sure this day came. So thank you, Commissioner Winters. And I will say, and I'm not going to get into those who have came into my office or caught me on the street have heard this speech, but this, and Chris kind of alluded to it with Red Rock number 2 and then down under number 3, but we believe this is going to be a model for the rest of the Western United States. I think we have the opportunity to not have to wring our hands over these large, catastrophic, high-cost wildfires when we have this new tool in our toolbox, because they're exactly what it's going to take to clean up our lands out there and make them not only more productive, but make them more resilient. And that's what we all want, first and foremost. So, once again, can't thank you and Jeff enough, Terry. Wonderful day. Have fun.
Next we'll hear from Representative Werner Reschke. He'll come up. He was instrumental in helping us push the bond stuff through the state on calls. On vacation one time he was on the call, so we do appreciate his effort, and he'll say a few words.
Thank you. Again, my name is Werner Reschke. I'm the state rep for Lake County, Southern Lake County, from Highway 395 west. So this is in my district. I was told I was able to speak for 30 to 40 minutes, but from the conversations in front of me, I see it's 3 to 4 minutes. So let's get first things out of the way first, okay? We're going to do a selfie here, so hold on. All right, everybody smile! All right, good. Shep, you weren't smiling. I've come late to this project. I was elected in 2016, was made aware of it during the 2017 session, and have been fortunate to be the vice chair at the state level of this committee, and this committee is titled Energy and Environment. So with that title, Energy and Environment, this project sits right in the sweet spot. And it's almost like we're at a wedding today. Everybody's happy, we're at a tent, good things are going to come forward. And so I just, those that aren't here from here, welcome. And those that are here that have done yeoman's work to bring this project, I see exciting times ahead. So for a project that does generate new energy, clean energy, alternative energy, and also is helpful for the environment, you get a thumbs up from me. So thank you very much, and let's enjoy the feast.
Our next speaker is Senator Dennis Linthicum, and he's basically been doing this for a while as well, so I'll just let him go from here.
Thank you, thank you. My name is Dennis Linthicum. I'm the state senator for District 28, which is all or part of 5 counties, Lake County being one of those counties. And I'll have to admit, over the 7, I thought it was closer to 8 to 10 years, but over the 7 years, I remember first hearing about this project. And I, being a classic skeptic, I said, oh, phooey. I mean, who would think you could stuff this in your gas tank? Oh, no, not your gas tank, a fighter jet gas tank, right? And so at some point you go, yeah, come on. I could see growing grapes and squeezing them and getting, you know, a fine red wine on the other side of the equation. But I can't really see how this works, and I couldn't see it back then until you get exposed, and then you say, oh my, this is really cool stuff. And the sheer tonnage, look at the sky out here, and you see forests, fires, smoke, and haze. The sheer tonnage of material that will come to supply this facility is incredible. I did the math to get it into pounds, since I know all of you ladies are thinking about pounds this morning and what's for lunch or whatnot. 350 million pounds of material will go through this facility. Yeah, and when you think about it, it's like, oh my gosh, that's eye-popping. In terms of tonnage, it's 175 or so thousand tons. It will be supplied from private forests. It will be supplied from public forests. This really is quite a extraordinary joint effort. And I have to again say thanks. Annette's taken a picture over here, but her regional solutions office helps internal organizations within the state government work together to accomplish successful projects like this. And so she played a big part, or actually her team played a big part, because they all had different avenues of expertise. But to pull that together is quite fabulous to see this result. And just think, someday you'll be flying around with this in your gas tank. Thank you.
Our next speaker basically is from the who keeps track of us. So we're awarded a award for the federal government, and somebody has to administer that. And it's the Air Force Research Lab, who we've known for a long time now, been almost 7 years. And their folks are in the audience here today as well. And so you need to talk to these guys. These guys do some really cool projects. They do about, and James will correct me if I'm wrong, about 80 projects they're working on now, geared towards national defense and strategic thinking down the road for not only for defense but also for industry. And so it's a really interesting part of the Department of Defense that we get to work with. So it's been really eye-opening, and I don't want to, the DOE and USDA are great to work with, but I really like the DOD. They turn money pretty quick. That's what I'm telling them. So, which is good. Our next speaker is Diana Carlin, and she's from the Air Force Research Lab, and she'll say a few words at this time.
Pleased to be here. I represent the Defense Production Act Title III Program Office. The Air Force is the executive agent for the Title III Program Office. And as mentioned, we are the ones that have the execution authority. So we're actually the program managers for running this program. And we are thrilled to be partners with Red Rock in this. As many people have said, this has been a long haul. We've been involved in this partnership since 2011. So this is not a quick race, and we are in for the long haul. And as many of us have said, coming up to this point, we're just thrilled to be at this point, and we're actually going to be see the ground being broken on this technology. It's very exciting from a technology perspective, but it's also very exciting from a domestic industrial base perspective. So the purpose of the Defense Production Act Title III is to enhance the domestic industrial base, and that's what we see coming forward in this project. It's done through a government-private partnership, and we're just very thrilled to be part of that partnership, and we very much look forward to the groundbreaking and the successful execution of the program. Thank you.
Now we get out of the good part is when we started this project, Jeff and I started this, we said that we need to have some offtake partners, people who will take this fuel and will use it. And we, the military, would take part of it, but we were saying we got this jet fuel that, who are we going to sell this to? And so at the time we started this, there wasn't, the airline industry was kind of going through a disruption, so there wasn't many stable companies. And if you want to go to try to finance a project, you better have a stable partner, financially stable partner. When we looked on the horizon, there was Federal Express and Southwest Airlines were out there, and Southwest Airlines just does their own thing. You don't hear much about anything that they're working on. Went to their office and we said, we got a great idea. They kind of looked at us like, what are you doing in my office and how did you get in here? And so we started off there, tried to explain what we were doing. Federal Express has a corporate program where they're trying to reduce their carbon footprint, and they're way ahead of that, and Joel will probably say something about that as well. But my next two speakers are our offtake partners. Without them, we would not be here today. They have worked with us and helping get our project financed, and and they have been through this for a long time, and they could have dropped out at any point, and they haven't. And so, I appreciate their ability to wade through all this and keep on track and see the vision come to light. So, my first speaker I'll have is Joel Murdoch from Federal Express.
Thanks very much, Terry. Appreciate the kind words. As we talked earlier about this being an effort, it has really been 10 years when you think about it. Chris didn't mention it, but CAFE really formed around 2007, and as Terry mentioned, it was around the time there was a lot of economic turmoil in the fuel prices. The purpose of CAFE really was to bring together government, the airlines, industry, and academia to look at what can we do to solve this problem and become more energy independent. And from that, we spent a couple of years looking and researching all those fuels and the products we had, and it brought a lot of people together that really helped get us to this day. So we're real excited about that. We're real happy to be working with Red Rock today. Our goal is to produce and purchase 48 million gallons from this facility and deliver it into our Oakland hub over an 8-year period to power our jets. We're real excited about that. The first and most important part of that is we have a 30 by 30 initiative that our company started, so that we're in this for the long haul. What that means is that by 2030, our goal is to have sourced 30% of our fuel from alternative means. So with 1 billion gallons, you can guess that's about 300 million gallons will be blended fuel at some point in that time. So this is the first one. We're real excited about where we're going with it. The second and most important part we mentioned as well is emissions. This will reduce the emissions of our aircraft, which is another item that we have from a global initiative as well to reduce those. We set that as an airline industry by 2050 to be carbon neutral. This is one of those steps that we're going to take. And also, as you know, earlier we talked as well, there's diesel. We have an initiative there as well, and we're doing right now through hybrid vehicles We've reduced our carbon footprint on our trucks by 30% since 2005. And we've got an objective now to reduce that by 50% by 2025. So we're well on our way on that goal, and we look forward to alternative diesel as well down the road. So we're real excited about this. Look forward to the next steps and the next 18, 24 months and seeing the first fuel come out. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is from Southwest Airlines. We approached Southwest, and they've turned over folks as well. It tells how long we've been doing this. We're on the next generation of people at Southwest, so it's one of those things where they stuck with it as well through different people, and different groups have inherited us as I think we're the as they say, the redhead stepchild. But Michael Abishan will speak from Southwest, so he inherited us. So we feel sorry for him, but he's got us now. So, Michael.
You're a pretty redheaded stepchild, so I gotta tell you, I don't think they come better looking than you, for sure. We're thrilled to be here today. This is a monumentous day for Southwest and FedEx, and we really want to thank you, and on behalf of the 60,000 Southwest employees and the nation's original low-fare carrier. We're a nearly 50-year-old airline now that carries some order of $130 million, or 130 million people a year. Southwest is committed to being a leader in global citizenship by minimizing our environmental impact while maximizing our social impact. Being a part of this community today, and by the way, Mr. Mayor, I had to tell you, I grew up in East Texas, a very small town in East Texas, and we had one grocery store as well, so I empathize with you on that. But the social impact to communities that we're involved with around the world are very important today, and Lakeview becomes a part of one of those communities where economic benefit will come from long-term investment in doing the right thing. Part of Southwest Airlines' commitment to our planet involves collaborating and deepening relationships, and those include relationships like Red Rock. And Red Rock will help us make our progress towards our environmental goals and priorities that we have. We at Southwest are committed to connecting people to what's important in their lives, whether that's a business trip or a vacation. And we're committed to doing that by operating our more than 4,000 daily flights, our nearly 750 aircraft, in an environmentally responsible manner as possible, with a continuous eye to reduce our carbon footprint. This facility helps that. The benefits of this facility to the state of Oregon, to this county, to this city are very clear, but the benefits also cross state lines. The sustainable aviation fuel produced by this facility will help power our operation in neighboring California, like FedEx, where we carry in California more people to, from, and within that state than any other carrier. We have a Win California strategy, and this facility is a key to that strategy in helping us win California and doing that sustainably. In closing, Mr. Mayor, and you have a big fan in me, by the way. I'm a huge fan of yours already. Commissioner, Senator, Representative, and to all distinguished guests, Terry, Jeff, we're here. Southwest joins FedEx and you in an enthusiastic moving of dirt today toward a greener fuel supply chain for Southwest and a new collaboration upon our stewardship of the planet and doing the right thing. Thank you very much.
It's that barbecue smells pretty good. I'm gonna go wind this down. I got one last speaker for you. Jeff Marinak's my partner for I don't know, too long, I think. So when I'm mad at the world and I can't seem to get nothing financed, nothing's working right, I howl at the moon at Jeff, and he takes it pretty well. So so my last speaker today is my partner Jeff Marinak.
Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. I have just 2 important words here to start and 2 more to finish. And everything else in the middle is really filler. You're welcome to tune out. To start, thank you. Thank you to our friends, elected officials, our project partners and supporters. Thank you to our long-suffering spouses and families. Thank you for believing in us, and thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you all for the opportunity to gather today to celebrate a milestone we've all worked long and hard to achieve. I stand before you here today humbled by the efforts of our team, humbled by your patience to listen to one final speaker before we break bread. I grew up in an old mill town where manufacturing once formed the backbone of the community, as it does here. Like Lakeview, Collins Company was a major presence in town. And for those of you that know your Collins Company geography awfully well, it wasn't here in Lakeview, and it wasn't down in Chester, and it wasn't in Pennsylvania, and it wasn't in Virginia. Its products were well made and sold around the world. That town was Collinsville, Connecticut, and its last axes and edged products shipped out 50 years ago. Many of us grew up in small towns, farming towns, mill towns, and we grew up in places where things were made by hand. Lakeview continues that proud tradition today, and we're proud to become a part of that. Halfway across the country, Lakeview feels like home. The biorefinery that will grow here behind you marks a turning point. As Commissioner Schown mentioned, it will help keep our forests healthy by using waste biomass before it burns up. It will help this mill town continue to be a place where things are made. And critically, it will provide renewable, low-carbon transport fuels to combat global climate change. Make no mistake about it, our generation's greatest threat is the faceless enemy of climate change. Astronauts have earned a rather unique perspective, the ability to see Earth from above, illuminating our local isolation and need to care for the one inhabitable rock in our neighborhood. If you back out a little bit further, astrobiology offers a profound insight. With 100 billion galaxies, with 100 billion stars each, the question is not whether there is life on other planets. The question is whether life on those other planets has survived their own cycles of development. History offers a wealth of inspiration in our fight. In 1940, Winston Churchill promised his blood, toil, tears, and sweat, and he spurred his great nation to fight on the seas and the oceans, on the beaches, and in the fields and hills until victory. Victory, quote, no matter how long and hard the road may be. It was a long, hard road to ultimate victory. We give our own blood, toil, tears, and sweat, and we will fight in mill towns like Lakeview across the country and across the world. And to paraphrase Margaret Mead, this very small group of dedicated citizens here today has changed the world. Together we have started something marvelous. Not just the first of its kind in Lakeview or Lake County. Not the first of its kind in the state of Oregon or the 50 United States. This is the first of its kind in the world, and you all made it happen. 2,000 years ago, Roman historian Marcus Velleius Paterculus, said, "Precedents do not stop where they begin, but however narrow the path upon which they enter, they create for themselves a highway whereon they may wander with the utmost latitude." May this biorefinery be the precedent for a great highway, fueled by courage and innovation. As our own great statesman Ben Franklin said, we must indeed all hang together, or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately. Against terrible odds, together we have prevailed here today. Together we stand, hungry for the challenges that lie before us, and hungry for lunch. Let's eat.
Shannon, raise your hand over here. She is a photographer from Lakeview here, taking pictures. If your group wants a picture by the shuttles after this, just grab her and do that. We're going to go over and do a groundbreaking ceremony here. After that, we're going to just walk over and have lunch back here. Will be served. Please mingle around. Joe Winkler, raise your hand. Jim Moore, raise your hand. Cree and Mary Den. Mary Den should ask to stand. Where's Mary? Stand, Mary. Those four people are designing the plans, and you can ask them a lot of questions of how that works and everything. Please ask them. They are very knowledgeable and informative on that. So grab one of them. TCG, Craig's, where are you at? He's designing the gasifier, his group, so at TCG Global, ask him what a gasifier is and how does it work. So I'm still wondering myself. So, and then also Brian Cody Velasquez. Where's Brian? Brian Cody's right here. Please stand, Brian. He's the one that's doing the Fisher-Tropsch system. Ask him what a Fisher-Tropsch system is. Okay? And who am I missing for vendors here? Anybody else here? I think Tad Mason. Where's Tad at? There he is. Tad, where are we getting all this wood? Why? And how's it coming in and all that? That guy right there can explain that as well. So we're going to move over here, do a little groundbreaking ceremony, and then we'll leave the shovels there for people to take pictures and just mingle around, chat, talk, and we'll go from there. Kathy, anything else I'm missing?
After we have the pictures taken, we will do the drawing. We'll do drawings for a shovel and a tree, and then we have some additional trees as well. So
Kathy, who provided the trees, by the way?
Green Diamond.
Green Diamond provided the tree samplings. These are what these guys plant, and we'll buy wood from these guys as well. So these are some of the samplings that they'll have for us. So, anything else? Am I missing? Am I good? Everybody, Jeff? Am I?
All set.
All right, let's walk on over here, everybody, and we'll get some pictures. All you guys up front, we're going over there.
You have to beep beep.
Come on in, Dan. You're in the middle there, buddy. Okay. The shovel, everything great? It is. It's been a long time. Get here finally. Gotta get Chris Tyndall a picture. Well, Chris Tyndall is not a picture, man. Ray, come on in, buddy. You're the only one that... You look good.
Does it have my name behind the shot?
I don't think I do. I would have been next to you. Where's Jeff Vanderdag?
Right next to the baby.
Yes, I will. See her, man.
I have, yes.
All right, Shan, you guide us. You tell us what you need and when to turn dirt.
Everybody else I can see their pictures. Okay.
Did you get his good side?
Do you guys want to have your hands just sample this, or do you want to have a hand on
On the shelf.
Left or right? Left or right?
Whatever it takes.
Always go right. That's right. Always go right. Always go right. Right now. Always go right. Short one person. Yeah. Short one person. Commissioner Winter. Commissioner Winter.
Red Winter.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Commissioner Winter.
Let me take a shovel out
there. Commissioner Winter. You can't hear us, so stick it out. Right there.
Get Brad. Commissioner Winters. Right
Brad,
there.
come on out.
Need Brad.
Yeah, we got one more. There we go.
All right. I had one more. I know I had two.
Really not.
There we go.
We got you right over here. Right here? All right.
Everybody's good.
Does everybody have a shot? I got two.
We're good. Let's go.
Oh, you got two.
That's all right. We're good, Kat. Let's go.
All right. Do I look thin?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Just check.
Okay, here we go.
All right, Shannon, you ready for us to turn dirt?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Everybody pull them out on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Come back in and then. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. I went further than a line. One more time.
All right.
One more time.
1, 2, 3. Dirt.
That's right. That's right. There we go.
All right. Well, let's eat and then let people. Everybody else who wants to come by the shovel.
Hold on. I think there's a few more groups.
Yeah. So if we can have the groups, if you'd like a picture with